Okay friends, it's time to get started on our job. One of the first things you want to do is safely raise and support the front of the vehicle with the suspension hanging so the wheel's off the ground. After that, we're going to move along to removing our center cover. If you were to feel along it, you're going to find an area that you can carefully get in between with a small pry bar. Once you have that cover off of there, continue on to removing all 5 of your 19mm lug nuts and then the wheel. Now that we have the wheel out of the way, we have a nice clear view of our entire brake caliper. We're going to be replacing the bracket. To replace the bracket, you have to remove the caliper from the bracket. With that said, I'm going to use a small prying device. I'll carefully get inside of each of these little holes right here and gently pry. While I'm doing this, I'm being as careful as possible not to damage the pads or the brake rotor. Now, once you have a little bit of movement from this, you can move along to each of your 14mm slider bolts. There's one here and one directly above it. Remove the pair. Inspect your hardware as you remove it. If anything looks broken or damaged or rotted, now's the perfect time to replace it. Now the next thing we're going to do is carefully remove the caliper from the bracket. I'll continue with my prying device, get right in here, and gently pry this off. Once you have the caliper off of the bracket, it's a good idea to inspect along where the piston boot is. If you see any fluid coming out of this area, typically it's brake fluid. If you have brake fluid coming out of your caliper, you have to replace the caliper. This one looks fine, so I'll set it aside, making sure I'm putting no pressure on my flex hose. Now we can move along to removing our brake pads. As you remove them, if you're going to be reusing them, you want to make sure you put them on the original position. So this would be the inboard pad. We'll go ahead and pop this off. Give it a close inspection. Make sure it doesn't look like it's worn at a funny angle or damaged in any way. And then set it aside in a place that you can remember that this is the inboard pad. Now we'll move along to the outer pad. Go ahead and grab onto that and pull it out of there. That looks fine. This is the outboard pad. I'm going to set it aside and remember where it goes. Now we're going to move along to each of our slider pins. That's these right here. On the slider pin, you're going to find that it has a rubber boot that connects from the pin onto the bracket. Carefully grab onto that slider pin and the boot. Go ahead and give it a little twist and remove it. Once you have it out of there, go ahead and inspect the shaft. You want to make sure it doesn't look like it's rotted, rusted, or damaged in any way. We'll do the same to the other. Looking at your 2 slider pins, you might happen to find that one of them has a rubber bushing on it. Remember where that rubber bushing goes. It goes right in the top hole here. So when we put on the new bracket, that's exactly where this pin's going to go after we clean it and lubricate it. Now we're going to move along to the tins up here. These are very easy to take off. You can carefully get underneath them in between the bracket. Go ahead and give that a quick inspection. It's common for these to be rusted or rotted and weak. If you can grab it and flex it like this, that's okay. If you try to squeeze it, it folds in half. It's a good idea to go ahead and replace it. These look fine. I'll clean them off and set them aside. Now it's going to be time to move along to our 15mm mounting bolts. You're going to find one right out in the open. The upper one's going to be behind this area of the knuckle. We'll go ahead and carefully remove the pair and then remove the bracket from our knuckle. I'll inspect that bolt, and typically for the first bolt, I remove it, inspect it, and then I put it back in a couple threads. Now I'll move along to my second bolt. The first bolt's going to hold the bracket still. Go ahead and grab that bracket, fully remove your second bolt. There it is, friends. The next thing I always like to do is clean my mounting hardware. And then I'm going to clean my slider pins and re-lubricate them with some high temperature caliper grease. Now I've cleaned all my mounting bolts, and now I'm going to move along to cleaning my slider pins. I'll grab the shaft with a rag and go ahead and wipe it down. Now I'm going to grab the boot while holding the shaft and I'll slide it off of the slider pin. This part's very important. We'll go ahead and clean up the rest of this. And then the area that you want to pay attention to on each of your slider pins is all the way down where my index finger is. You're going to find that there's a groove. That's where the boot sits. Make sure there's no rust or rot in there. Of course, you want to make sure you have a good seal here so no moisture or debris can make its way inside the slider pin and freeze it up on you. Now this one looks pretty good. I'll go ahead and spin it. We'll set this aside for a second and we're going to move along to the slider boot. It's important to make sure you inspect and clean the boot. To clean it, I'll just go ahead and take a rag, slide it right on through the center. Pull it right out there. Now I'll just go ahead and work it around. As you can tell, took off a lot of grease and gunk from on the inside. Now we'll give it a quick inspection. Make sure it's soft and pliable and it's not torn or worn or damaged in any way. This one looks fine. Let's continue on with that slider pin. We're going to take some high temperature caliper grease and we'll lubricate the entire shaft. We're also going to continue with the high temperature caliper grease and make our way up towards where my index finger was, that little groove that I talked to you about. This is going to help with keeping out the moisture and debris as well. Go ahead and take that slider boot and slide it right on over and put it into its groove. I'm going to work it around a little bit. Now the next thing you want to do is put the pin into the corresponding hole. So imagine this bracket is inside the vehicle and make sure that you have the pin that does not have the bushing in the proper hole. The one that does have the bushing also in the proper hole. As I slide this in here, it's important to make sure that I have grease on this lip as well. Commonly there will be plenty that slides off of that slider pin down into that position. If not, just go ahead and apply a little bit. Slide it down, listen for a click, work it around. Now you've seen how to do this slider pin. I'm going to continue on and do the other one real quick. Then we'll move along. Now that I have both slider pins cleaned and lubricated, let's continue on with the bracket itself. We're going to pay attention to each of the areas that you can see along here, which is where those tins are going to ride. I always like to apply a thin amount of the high temperature lubricant here. You don't need very much. You don't want a puddle of it or anything. And then just go ahead and take those caliper tins. We'll slide it into position. You can see that it fits right over. Press it in to lock it down. Now once you have the sides locked in, continue on in the center. Right along here is where the locking mechanism is. You want to make sure you press it down up against there. If it's not pressed in, there's the possibility this could slide around or even hit up against your brakes. This one looks great. I'll do the same on the other side. Okay, I've got everything installed and lubricated. I'll just go ahead and wipe off any excess grease that's on here, and then we'll get back over to the vehicle. We'll carefully bring that bracket right over the rotor here. Line up the mounting bolt holes and start in each of your mounting bolts. It's a good idea to use red thread locker for the application. Now we'll snug them up. Once they're both bottomed out, go ahead and torque each of them to 83 foot-pounds. Now we can go ahead and put in our brake pads. We'll start with the inboard pad. Now we'll continue on to the outboard pad. Now we're going to move along to the caliper. It's important to use a little bit of high temperature caliper lubricant on this. We're going to use some on each of the pistons, and then a little bit on the back side of each of the 3 ears. This is going to help with vibration dampening and noise reduction. Now we can go ahead and put the caliper in position. When you do it, make sure the caliper hose is not twisted. Time for the 2 caliper slider bolts. A little bit of red thread locker couldn't hurt. Now we'll bottom them out, and then we'll torque each of these to 24 foot-pounds. we'll start on all 5 of our 19mm lug nuts. Bottom them out, get the wheels safely back on the ground, and then torque each of them to 100 foot-pounds. We've got the wheel back on the ground. Let's torque these in a crisscross manner. Of course, if you have a center cover, go ahead and put that on now. Looking at the back of it, you're going to find you have one area that protrudes looking like this. That needs to fit into any of your lug nut holes. Okay friends, we got our caliper bracket installed. At this point, it's a good idea to make sure you go ahead and pump up that brake pedal till it's nice and firm. Make your way under the hood, double check the brake fluid. It only makes sense. If it's a little low, go ahead and top it off with a little bit of .3 brake fluid. After that, take it for a road test, make sure you don't hear any funny noises. Thanks for watching.